This is for my question 4 for my CCRs, and the question is, how did I integrate technologies? So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first of all, this is a picture from my photo shoot for my magazine, and I'm just going to be talking about which technologies I used for this photo shoot and how I used them and what benefits did they have. So firstly, I used the GH4 camera. This camera was a camera I'd never used before, so it took some time to get used to, and it took 2 photo shoots for me to get it right. But yeah, this was provided for by my teacher, and I used this to take the images, and yeah. Along with that, I also used the Releno lights. This was to get a better lighting, and this was also provided by my teacher. These are pretty simple to use. I just had to move them around and get the right lighting I wanted. But yeah, pretty easy, simple, and made my images a lot better. This is what I got from my first photo shoot. So as you can see, because the focus was a little bit, well, out of focus, because I was messing around with it a little bit, the images just did not look very good, and some images that I would have liked to use, I couldn't because the focus was off. So we had to redo a photo shoot with the focus being set. This is what I got when we set the focus, and so I couldn't move it around. As you can see it came out with 2 different images, and you can see that it looks a lot better. And these are the images that I did use in my actual end magazine, so it was definitely very beneficial. Again, this is just my second photo shoot, and yeah. This was my use of Photoshop. So along with InDesign, I used Photoshop quite a lot to edit my pictures. It was something I had never used before, so it did take some time to get used to. But yeah, I used little features such as the patchwork feature and the little connect one. These were, the patchwork one was to smooth her out, and then the connect one was to cut her out whenever I needed to. I also had layers, so I cut her out so I could have different layers of her, and I could edit each one individually. But yeah, Photoshop was definitely something to get used to, but it wasn't too hard once I got used to it. And then this is InDesign. So InDesign I had never used before once again. InDesign was a little bit trickier to use just because obviously it was less straightforward than just editing a picture. It was putting together a magazine, with fonts and different sizes, different editions. So it was a little bit harder, but at the end of the day, we worked it out. This was my final images that I used InDesign for. So as you can tell, my front cover, my contents page, and my article page. This is what I came up at the end. I'm happy with them. I like them. And it definitely did take a lot of work, and yeah. I also used online apps such as Readly, Google Slides, Google Classroom. So Readly was to find all my magazines and to get inspiration, which helped me put together my magazine and helped me work together what I wanted where. So yeah, along with this, I used Google Slides and Google Classroom. These two, obviously, Google Classroom was more for school stuff, where I could find stuff to help me for my magazine. And Slides was just, well, this is on Slides, and also other things to help me for putting together my magazine. I also used an iPhone to communicate with friends, and an iPhone to obviously do quite a lot of the work on. I used my Acer to use Photoshop on and to develop for the WordPress, put together my magazine. And then for InDesign, I used MacBooks. So I used the school one, which was a little bit of a difficult use as they were a bit slow, and I used my friend's MacBook because my Acer couldn't actually have InDesign. But yeah. Last but not least, I also used WordPress. WordPress, as you can see, all my little posts. WordPress is where I, just talked about my development and talked about how I, put my magazine together. So